Welcome everybody back to the Figure Kit Garage, fellow resin heads and kit builders, for Building a Better Blade Runner, episode 6, final skin work and final reveal. Last video we painted the trench coat, and again I can say I am absolutely happy with the way that this turned out. All the flat sealing, put about 4 coats of Krylon flat on the coat after it was done, and it just looks fantastic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit more detailing to the bruising. I started under the eye, which is now buried under layers of skin. I'm just going to detail it a little bit more, then do the sheen on the skin, get the eyes glossed in, and it should be a little bit of blood work there as well for the cut on his face. The gloss on the eyes, and this build will be pretty much done. I will get photos taken. I'll have a little gallery after this video's over, but I am ready to cross the finish line on this once and for all. And once I glue him to the base, he'll have to sit for about a day before I can even think about moving him, but that won't be a problem. So I'll take some of this Bloodlines Vascular Violet, heavily thinned down with distilled water. Got one of these Q-tips over here. I don't want this coloring to be too deep, but just enough. Look like it's more on the surface than anything else. Well, it doesn't look like I'm doing very much to it. It'll be one of those things you'll have to be really close to be able to see it. Might be able to see that in the light, I'm not sure. A little bit better there at that angle. That's all I really needed to do to that. Give it a once over. Sorry about the camera bump. That settle. And then for the sheen on the skin, I'm using a mix of 10 drops of Createx UVLS satin and 4 drops of matte to knock it back just a little bit. You don't want the skin too shiny. And I've thinned it down quite a bit with Vallejo airbrush thinner, basically turning it into a wash. But this will deepen the skin and give it a more translucent look than it had before. Trying to just keep it on the raised areas of the skin and out of the shadows. I'll leave those flat. Forget to get him behind the ears. You can kind of tell the skin tones look a little bit deeper, a little bit more realistic. As that dries, it won't be as shiny. And if I have to go back in with another drop or two of matte to knock that back down, if it's still too shiny than what I want, then I can do that. It won't hurt it. Excuse me. You don't necessarily have to do this. It's something I choose to do to make these just look a little bit more real. Just an extra added touch. I know it's been all over the news across the country that everything up in LA that's happened over the last 48 hours. I don't have a whole lot of words to describe the level of devastation that we're seeing. Virginia and I, our thoughts and prayers go out to the hundreds of thousands of people that have lost their homes and everything that they own. The people that have died as a result of this, condolences to their families. And we're about an hour away from it, but still anything can pop up at any time. So we're keeping an eye on things here. Let's see how that looks. Add a couple more drops. Still a little bit too shiny. I'll put 2 more drops of matte into it. Yeah, it might be, yeah, it's way too shiny. I can go back over it, it's no big deal. Let that sit for a few more minutes, and we'll come back and see if we need to do it one more time. Oh, I just realized I didn't even turn my microphone on, but for those of you not aware of it, I used a satin for the overall, all the whites and everything in the eye, and then I used just now a high gloss for just the sclera, give it that extra shine. And then once it, yep, that looks really good. That'll deepen the color of his eyes altogether. I apologize for the lack of sound for the first few minutes. Looks really good. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the Thick Blood from Vallejo Game Color. This is their new formula, their special effects line. I'm not going to need a whole heck of a lot for that. This will be the first time I've used it, so grab my Insane Detail, my Psycho brush from the War Painter. We'll apply that. Yeah, those eyes look really good. Swing this light out of my way here. Whoops. Boy, nothing's going right in this video today, is it? Right smack in the middle of that bruise. And hopefully that dries as dark as I'm wanting it to. That'll be the cut under the eye that he gets in his fight with Leon. Yeah, it looks like it's going to dry just dark enough. I'm really happy with that. That looks good. Eyes came out beautiful. And just that little bit of thick blood on the underside of the eye right there definitely makes him a little bit worse for wear. I didn't want to go too far overboard with it. Just enough. Make it look at least as real as possible. So that is that part finished. And as far as this part of the video goes, Mr. Deckard is complete. I will let that completely dry all the way through. Shouldn't have to do anything more to him except glue him to the base, and then we'll do the final reveal. So stick around, we'll be back. One last look. All right, we're back. It has been a while since I actually was able to do anything with this video, so we're already in the month of February now, and this is the final reveal of Deckard. I want to apologize for the this part of it taking so long with my work schedule and a very unexpected bout of the flu that quite literally kicked my ass into the dirt. I haven't been able to get anything done. But overall, I'm very proud of this. Got the sheen on the skin. I accomplished that using Vallejo Matte Mecha Varnish. I wound up redoing it from the original. Wound up using Vallejo Matte Mecha Varnish and Createx Satin 50/50 just to get a fairly decent sheen on the skin. Really happy with how that part turned out. The jacket, very proud of. All the color mixing that it took to get that color as correct as what I thought it would be to the original filming jacket. But very, very happy with this overall. Been one heck of a journey from all the problems with the primer that I had to reprimering it and getting back to this point. Very happy with that accomplishment. So one final look. At Mr. Deckard. Very, very pleased to put that up on my shelf. So that is it for this work in progress series, the end of building a better Blade Runner. I want to thank everybody that has stuck through this whole series with me, even with the problems that I had toward the beginning. And for those of you that have subscribed recently and have come into this and watched, I hope you guys learned something. This was, in the end, a blast to paint. A lot of fun. Had to use a lot of creative thinking, especially on the shirt, and a lot of color mixing. But in the end, patience and my stubbornness to not give up finally paid off. And again, a big thank you to Paul Gill over at Gillman Productions for all the help that he provided. It means a lot. So, for this work in progress series of building a better Blade Runner, the finale and the final reveal, this has been the Figure Kit Garage. Everybody stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Build a kit.